Today, I'm going to be doing a review on set number 75372, aka the Clone Trooper and Battle Droids Battle Pack. This set released in January of 2024 for a retail price of $30, and this set has 215 pieces and 9 figures. And when this set came out, it was very hyped up, and a lot of people were very excited for it. But how is it almost 6 months later? In the set, you get 2 regular battle droids, and overall, these are pretty good figures. They are very common. They have come in a bunch of sets, but it does make sense for these figures to appear in this set. And one of them actually has a clip on his back and 2 curved hands, because this one is meant to ride the stab. Next, we also have the return of the B2 battle droid, because our last one was about 9 years ago. And the reason why they weren't produced for so long is because their clips on their arms and legs would crack very easily. And compared to the old one, the new one does have a slimmer face, a little indent for where the red dot would go, and I do wish that there was a bit of printing there. And overall, a complete redesign for the torso. But the arms and legs do look very similar to the old ones, and there is the hollow back. And you do get 3 of them in the set. In the set, we also get a shock trooper, and this one is the exact same one that appeared in the Coruscant gunship. And overall, it is a pretty good character. He does have very nice printing on his torso and legs. It's a pretty accurate printing on his helmet, but I'm still not a fan of the helmet holes. And it especially doesn't make sense in this set because there wasn't even any accessories to put on them. But luckily, with this figure, it doesn't look too bad. And the regular clone head underneath. And finally, we have the return of the plain white Phase 2 Clone Trooper. And overall, this is a great figure. He does have the exact same torso and legs as the Phase 1 Clone Trooper, but that is to be expected. But he does have a new helmet, which this one does also have the helmet holes, which I'm not the biggest fan, like I said. But luckily, on this one also, it doesn't look that bad, and you do get 3 of them in this set. First up, the Octoptar Droid. Overall, it is very good. Technically, it's not the accurate size, but the actual size is pretty massive, so I'm not really complaining. So the thing does have 2 joints right there, which can move up and down, just like that. And 1 more joint there, which can also move. And some flick fire missiles attached to his legs, which you can flick off. And it does have a very nice domed head, which can spin around. And it does have those red little eyes and some blasters. And inside the dome, there is this little pink brick, which I imagine is some kind of brain. For the droids, we also get a stab, which this is a very nice stab build. It does have this very nice clear base and some pretty nice shaping. And of course, you can put a battle droid just like this, like that. And it is very nice. It does have those 2 blasters in the front, but I do wish that there was some sort of print right there. And there are those little 2 engine things on the side. So overall, pretty nice stab. Now for the clones. First up, we have this sort of barrier thing. It's a bit weird. So on the sides, there are 2 clips to store some blasters. And also the stud shooter, which you can somewhat spin around. And I guess you could take it off and make a minifigure hold it. And obviously this thing can just fire off. And something that is also advertised is the ability to take off these shields and put them on clone troopers, which doesn't look too bad. And for the clones, they also have a speeder, which I'm not the biggest fan of the speeder. It's pretty bulky and just doesn't really look that good. First off, I feel like it's way too thick, and there are those two stud shooters which don't look that good. And this thing can fit 2 clone troopers, and you put both of the blasters right there, which I don't think looks that good. I don't know, just the 2 blasters, I'm not the biggest fan, because normally I feel like there's 1 blaster in the middle, not 2 on each side. I don't know, it just looks weird. In the front is also a bit more of an interesting shape. I feel like those front pieces should have been something more like this. And before I forget, there is also a little crate with 2 thermal detonators. Overall, this is a pretty good set, and the builds for the droids are very good, but my major issue is that the builds for the clones just aren't that good. The speeder just doesn't really look that good, and that little barrier is also a weird inclusion. So I would probably give the set around a 7 out of 10, because it is still a very good army builder.